Hello, boys and girls. I'm doing another quick video here on DSLR cameras. Cameras that I see constantly being used in paranormal filming. Paranormal investigators are using these cameras all the time to film video, and they're getting fake evidence and not realizing it because most of them don't read the manuals. Most of the people that do these things, they tend to go with what their gut feels. They go, okay, the camera can film video, so that means it's just like a video camcorder. It's like a camera itself. Now, they're not. I pulled up a list of the best ranked DSLR cameras, mirrorless, and all that. And a lot of the main cameras that people do use are on here. Nikon. Let's see. The next one is a Pentax, Canon. We've got another Canon, another Nikon, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, what do I talk about, or what do I mean when I say that people are getting fake evidence by using these cameras? They don't intentionally do it, but there is a time limit. DSLR cameras are not like your phone, and they're not like the average camcorder. The average camcorder is designed to take video. That is its main use. DSLR cameras are, take a picture here, do a burst shots. They're not really intended to make, 2-3 hour video recordings. They overheat. Most of them have built-in heat sensors that if they go over a specific temperature, they turn off the camera. You see this happen in things from like the Phantoms of Yore, Twin Paranormal, Exploring with Josh, the Overnight Channel. They'll be talking and they'll be using the camera, and then they'll be like, "Oh, hey, it just shut off. It just shut off all on its own." They do that. They do that to save themselves. You can turn it on and then it'll shut off again, and you see it in a lot of these paranormal videos. You will be watching and the camera will shut off on its own. They'll make a big huge deal of it, and then they'll turn it on, and then sometimes it'll shut back off, or it'll have an error, and then it'll shut off, or they'll turn it back on and it'll turn back on normally. But it is a design. Now, this is the D850. These are your times here, recording in different, like you have 1080 and all these things, slow-mo, and these are your sizes. But they do make a lot of notices saying, overheating, it will shut off, taking photos in video mode, recording movies. You've got warnings here and there and everywhere. And then you go to the next page and it's like viewing movies, playback, rewind, all this stuff. You have all these things that are warning you. Let's do this one. Recording, caution, let's see, where was it? Recording, overheating, Wi-Fi, let's see, talks about auto shut off, sensitivities, shutter speed, autofocus. You've got all kinds of notices in here. Fine adjustments, memos, depth of field. There's a lot of stuff in here. Some of these are only set to film for 15 minutes before it shuts off. Other ones, they'll film for 2 hours and then just completely turn off. Like this one here. Right here. An increase of the camera's internal temperature may cause movie shooting to stop before total record time. Now, this is for the Canon 5D Mark IV. These are approximate times for all these things. You're literally shooting HD, full HD, all these things. But if you're shooting full HD or 4K, you have half hour of record time. Half hour record time. 128 gigs. If you are in full HD, that is all, I guess, 94 minutes. You got 277 minutes, 186 minutes. You've got all these things, and as you get lower and lower, you have different things. Now, if you do MP4, you have a lot more. You have a lot more, but again, if it overheats, you will see a little notice. It's a little thermometer image in your viewer that tells you about that. Even if you shoot a movie exceeding 4 gigabytes, you can keep shooting without interruption. Basically, it'll just keep filming, but it'll have a splice there. They do have all these things. Movie shooting time limit. When shooting movies other than high frame rate movies, maximum record time for one movie clip is 29 minutes and 59 seconds. If the movie shooting time reaches that 29:59, the movie shooting will stop automatically. You can start shooting a movie again by pressing the start-stop button. Shooting high frame rate is 7 minutes and 29 seconds. There are limits. There are tons of limits to this. Then we go to, what is this one? This is the D780. It has warnings in here for temperature and, your maximum frame rates and the maximum record times. Points to note, you have spot metering, flashing. Where was it? Well, it's in here. It's in the manual. Here's another one. Don't hold camera for too long in the same position. It'll burn your hand. Cautions, shooting movies, record time, temperatures. It talks about overheating and turning off. Scene icons, notes. I mean, it's all in the manual. It's all in the manual. There was another one that I was looking at. Which one had the big warning on it? Must have closed that one out. But again, we're talking, semi-professional, professional paranormal investigators that are using these cameras and not fully reading and understanding the machine itself. They do shut off automatically if they overheat, if they're used for too long, if you fill a memory card. They limit you to how many gigs of space you can record at any time. It'll say you have, 20 hours of record time, but it'll shut off after 40 minutes because the temperature inside is too high for it to safely operate, so it will shut itself off. So you have to understand that when you're out there doing paranormal investigations, have two cameras. Film with one and film 10 minutes, 15 minutes, start another camera, turn this one off, and that way you don't have that lapse. You're just switching from one camera to the other while one's running. Just keep it going. You have to be, you have to be on it. You really have to know your equipment. I mean, there are people that are photographers, have been for years, and they're using these cameras, and then they start filming with it, but they know the camera point and shoot, and they think, well, I can record video, so it's the same thing. And it's not. You have to know your machine. And I just really wanted to put this out there that not all cameras turning off is paranormal. That being said, have a good day.